The Effect of the Presence of Music on State-Dependent Memory by Josh, Lyndsay, Dylan, Courtney, and Colin. State-dependent memory is the concept that memory retrieved is the most efficient when you're in the same environment as when the memory was created. So our research question, does music as an audio distraction affect state-dependent memory? And then we have two hypotheses. Matched conditions will perform better than mismatched. And for the second one, the condition with music during both memory, encoding, and retrieval will do best. Lots of students study while listening to music, so to see if music enhances student study skills.
Thank you, Dr. Dillon. We had 4 different conditions. There is no music while studying or testing. Second was music while studying and no music while testing. Third, no music while studying and music while testing. And then fourth, music while studying and testing. An important note to add for the fourth one is that we restarted the song as they were testing. Independent variable is the presence or absence of the song during memory, encoding, or retrieval process, and a dependent variable, memory performance score measured by number of words memorized. For our participants, they were 18 years or older. There was a total of 22 participants across 5 different sessions, and they were taken from the SONA participation program, and they enrolled in one of the following Psych 100 classes or Psych 255 classes. It was based off of each person's individual availability.
Thank you, Dr. Colin. The materials that we used for this experiment are as follows. We used the song Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stone, which we chose out of all the many songs in the world just because we felt like it was the right amount of between popular and obscure. We gave each individual person a pen or a pencil to write with and sheets of paper to record their memory of the words after the test. And a list of 40 words here that we used during the memorization test. And so the procedure for the test is we randomly assigned a condition to each particular session. The first session that we conducted was condition 1, which is no music while studying and no music while testing. The second session that we conducted was condition 4, which is music while studying and testing. The third session we conducted is condition 2, which is music while studying and no music while testing. The fourth session that we conducted is condition 3, which is no music while studying and music while testing. And the fifth session goes back to session 2, which is condition 4, which is music while studying and music while testing. We then will provide participants with the consent form and allow them to leave if they aren't comfortable with what we are talking about in the experiment. We project a list of 40 words on top of the projector and give the participants 2 minutes to memorize this. And then we turn on the projector and give the participants 1 minute to write down as many words as they possibly could recall. And then we provide the participants with a debriefing form. And now we'll show you what our experiment will look like.
Thank you, Dr. Josh. Now, this is a visual of the results that we received, overall the pattern of means. Now, as expected, we saw that the matched conditions, which are the first and the last ones, did perform the best, and also that the condition with no music while studying but music while testing actually performed the worst on average. Now, specifically, we got a p-value of 0.425, which we obtained with a one-way ANOVA statistical analysis. And as I said, it's not statistically significant. However, we did see that the data followed an expected pattern. So the matched conditions, as shown with the visual, did perform better. And the condition 3, which had the music at the end of the testing but not while studying, did perform worse. So it does imply that the audio distraction may have actually caused an effect on memory performance, but we're actually unable to conclude that due to the p-value that we received. Now, just some interesting facts that we got was that this is a visual representation of all of the words that were remembered. Now, the word pancakes was remembered the most by 16 of 22 of the participants, and no one actually remembered the words priority, appoint, and prize. Some participants did actually add their own words in. Conscious was added 3 times, most likely because of its close comparison to conscience, but that one was added, as well as science, memorizing, search, random, superior, love, and collegiate.
Thank you, Dr. Courtney. So conceptually, we were trying to measure the effect of audio distraction on memory. And then operationally, we focused on how many words each person remembered. So that determined how well the audio distraction helped or hurt them. Some limitations that we had were music we presented. We could have had a problem with if people knew the song too well or had an emotional history with this song. If they really liked it, they could have done even better on the test. And then there was participants' own memory issues, which speaks for itself. Some people just have a harder time remembering words. And then cultural factors were also an issue. Some ideas for future studies were using different ages. So we could use children, we could use adults, and then compare their scores. We could have more popular songs that are in like the top 100 and people will know them better, and maybe that will affect how they remember. We could also use less popular songs. Going off of that, there's the debate between instrumental music and lyrical music that could affect participants' memorization. And then also different cultures may have different reactions to the music being played and their memory skills. All right, so just to recap, conceptually we were measuring the effects of audio distraction on memory. This was the song we used, which is Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And then we operationally measured this by how many words each person remembered. So that would be their total test score on the memorization test. In the past, previous research frowns upon the idea of using music while a student's studying, and our research adds up with this.
Well, nice job, guys. Look at that, we knocked it out.
Dylan, you just finished your psychology experiment. How do you feel?
Friggin' fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Colin over there, you just
Hey,
finished your psychology experiment after 8 long weeks. How do you feel now?
I feel heckin' fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
I'm a snacking burger.
Hey, Lyndsay, how do you feel?
Free.
Free? That's fantastic.
I'm ready for a nap.
You ready? I didn't ask you a question, so all right,
How do you feel, Josh?
done.